I want to say good evening to everybody. Well, at least to my friends. I'm making a video which I notify my people, and it's a topic. It's been like this since last night, and I gotta make a top. I gotta talk about it because it's not talking about it. Is how a lot of you probably going to certain situation too. So I'm gonna talk about some people, especially some people who know they who they are, especially two BI that thinks that no one will never find out. So when you got people who's playing dirty and doing witchcraft, because people who does witchcraft to do harm is not God's thing. That's the devil themselves. But I'm going to talk about people who does witchcraft and think that they're going to get away with it. At least they think like that, but they're not. Me personally, I don't do witchcraft. I have God that will handle those who does witchcraft, at least to try. And spiritually, God will take care of all those who do witchcraft and trying to aim towards me or my loved ones. And and the reason I'm bringing this up because it was notified last night that certain BI is doing witchcraft. But that's the funny part that they think they will never be found out. So let me talk about this about witchcraft. So those who's doing witchcraft, they really think they're gonna get away with it. It worked for a bit, but it won't work forever. That's for starters. And second of all, it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back and it's gonna hit them no matter who they hit. It could be yourself, it could be it could be your family member, your friends, your loved ones, your children. It doesn't make it different. When people want to play dirty like that, doing witchcraft, nothing good is gonna come out. But when they're gonna do witchcraft, like certain bitches that that's doing it thinking that I will never find out, and I'm gonna say that. And it's so funny because it's not it had to do with your people. It had to do outside from other people. They had nothing because first of all they're miserable. They see that everything a person could accomplish, even with other people, you accomplish with other people around. And the reason I'm going to say this, God would take care of all those who do witchcraft and playing dirty. But back to the subject about the witchcraft thing. And like I say, and excuse my word, you got some bitches think I would never find out. Unfortunately for them, they're not. They are caught and they are really caught. But I also know God have mercy for those who playing dirty, doing witchcraft. And I do have my spiritual, especially my grandfather, certain people that always going to protect me. And I'm not going to feel not one sympathy. no conscience what's going to happen to them when that witchcraft return back and hard. So when people start doing witchcraft to people, they better make sure they they pick a weak one, not the strong one. That's the problem. You got certain idiots, because that's all you could call them. Okay? Trigger. Let me do witchcraft. No one can tell. I get away with it as long as I get what I want. No, you could get what you want for a while, but then all comes to an end. Me, I'm not gonna feel sorry when karma hits and bites all those who do witchcraft. I don't. I don't have no sympathy for them, especially when you're playing dirty. And they know who I'm talking about, because there's certain one knows what I'm talking about. You better make sure you pick the weak one. I'm not weak, and the saddest part is I got my God upstairs. My grandfather always watch and torture people's ass when they try to go do the opposite. I do. I always do things fair way, but I also believe in God will handle all those who do witchcraft just because they need to get what they want, or they want to destroy because they have some interest. And that's the problem. I like, and I'm going to say this because, and it's the funny part, it has nothing to do with my people. Us Spanish people, we know from the start if somebody's playing dirt is playing dirty. We could feel it. But certain one want to play games. Well, I'm going to teach certain one how us Spanish people could actually play down. And it's not sounding cold-hearted. It sounds like it's enough. It's enough. Because they're miserable. People who's miserable have nothing. And when I say nothing, they don't have nothing. It's because they see others that has, or they see persons doing good, or no matter if they see people doing good together or whatever, they haters. They jealous. So they decide, let me go and let me do witchcraft against whoever it is, against this person or that person, or against them both or whatever. But when you have a couple of people doing witchcraft, especially I'm talking about, because I know there's two of them and they know who I'm talking about. Okay? I'm going to be ruthless. And the reason I'm going to be ruthless, my grandfather is going to make sure those who's doing something, he's going to turn that ass inside out, including my father, including my grandparents, including certain ones was very tight with me. And I don't feel sorry whatever happens. I don't. I'm not. Because when you do witchcraft, it all comes to an end. When you do witchcraft, it could work for a bit. And let's put it this way. Let's say there's you and your friend, you're all cool, or you and your partner, or your one family member, whatever the hell it is going on, you're all cool. in all the sanity, like something was not right. Something is not right. Come here, baby. Come here. I know. And it's a proof. And the reason I'm telling you it's a proof what I'm talking about. Because my cat is just did a confirmation about it. Um Come here, baby. Um when you do it, really, it will go back. And those who do witchcraft to harm others, or to get what they want because they so miserable of themselves, because no one gives them anything, or no one is never there for them, or they whatever the hell they think they're getting, nothing. Those who do witchcraft to harm others, they don't like cats, because cats could see right through them, and they always could feel it. So once again, I'm going to talk about this witchcraft thing that people is doing and thinking it's okay, and thinking it will never catch up to them. Or then again, they think people are stupid. Well, some people are dumb because some people don't realize it. You could have two persons there, and one could realize it more than the other one. I realized it. Me myself realized it very fast. God always talk to me. My God upstairs. Because people who does witchcraft to hurt others, that's not God. And the reason I'm talking about this topic, because of last night. And it's funny because it has nothing to do with my people. That's the problem. It has nothing to do with my people. Nope. But there's certainly two BI think I would never find out. I'm still standing, and no one can beat me on anything. I'm always been protected, always will be protected. So they could try the best they could try, while others could be weak like hell. I've always been strong. I've always been protected. I always protect myself at all costs, because you got people who doing witchcraft and think they're gonna get away with it. They're not getting away with it, because when they turn that shit back to them, it grabs on to whoever it is. It grab onto your loved one, it could grab you onto yourself, it could grab onto your kids, it could grab onto your brother, sister. It doesn't make a difference. Grab on whatever it is, it's gonna grab on back. Karma. But that witchcraft is not a joke. That witchcraft will hit back, and harder. So these people that's doing witchcraft, I'm not gonna have mercy for them. I'm not feeling sorry for them. I don't care, because it's gonna come back very hard and fast. And I don't care who it grabs, because at the end of the day, my grandfather gonna make sure, God's gonna make sure that, especially one of them up in the city. I have an aunt. She passed away years ago, and she's very spiritual. We've been tight like how. And she's always on my side, always. So those who's doing witchcraft, have mercy, because I hope they be prepared when that shit hits back. because it's going to hit back and hard. Those who's playing dirty because they haters, they jealous, because they don't got nothing going on for their life, they're miserable. Come here. Because they're miserable. They because nobody treats them or treat people on it. You know, I'm saying it because, like I said, you could be a couple of people, you could be in a surrounding, and everything's fine, and all this, you could tell. But then, like your friend could be hanging around, and all of a sudden, something you could tell that something's going wrong, but the other person wouldn't know there's something going wrong. But God always, well, me, I always know because God always talk to me. You could, there's two persons there, and you got two friends, and you be all cool and all that. All of a sudden, you see on your friends like off the chamber, wherever is going on with your friend, and you notice that if you notice that your friend is um is 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 you notice something off on him, your friend wouldn't see it. Your your friend wouldn't see the changes. You would see the changes, but your friend wouldn't see the changes. But when you know there's something wrong, so if you see it and your friend don't see it, your friend's the weak one. You're not. Always remember that. If you have, if you friends with somebody, or even with family member or whatever it is, if you notice there's something wrong, get your gut feeling, because that person wouldn't notice it, or um wouldn't notice it, but you wouldn't notice it. But get yourself protected, because nothing what I mean, people have thrown shit tossed my way, and trust me, I'm still standing on my 2 feet. Because some people who do witchcraft, when they do the witchcraft to a person, they think the person is weak. Well, one of you could be weak. Your friend could be weak, but not you. And when a person decides to want to do witchcraft and throw it toss your way, they better they better make sure that you're not weak. That's the problem. A lot of people like to do witchcraft on a person, thinking that person's weak. Yes, some people are weak for it. Believe me, I know a lot of people like who's weak and not realizing it, and we just smack them in the head. But this one, me, I'm not weak. There's nothing weak about me. Always have, always will, and still be protected. It's not just with God is protecting me. My grandparents, my father, especially one aunt of mine that in the city that she many years ago I had lost her, and that's one person. Always, always, always. She's very spiritual, very spiritual. So once again, people who do witchcraft to harm others, to to harm others, to try to bring a person down, to try to separate a person, they don't think that shit is coming back to them. It's coming back 10 times harder. It's going to grab onto them, to their loved ones. Me personally, when that shit returns to them, I don't feel sorry for them. I don't. I have no sympathy. I'm going to be very ruthless on that one because the fact is, you a person should play fair, fair. And these days, they don't play fair. And it's amazing that last night when I actually got home, I was actually talking to I'm actually was talking to somebody, and it was funny because it wasn't funny, but we was talking. Believe me, we was talking, and it's like we were saying, like the person was saying, those who do witchcraft, they're so dirty. They are dirty bitches that have nothing to. They're so miserable because they have nothing to do because they can't get it the right way, or they hating um on on a person, how their friendship, or how they are or feel. They're hating how your friendship is. They're hating how your relationship is. They're hating how your certain members are with you. They hate that. And since nobody doesn't do that to them, they decide, let me try to destroy that. But they got an itch in their ass from it. Once, and it's funny because it's like the person last night was talking. They like that's the problem with some people. They do witchcraft. Come, they do witchcraft, and they think everybody's weak. And it's like the person was saying, they picked the wrong one. I said, yes, they did. They picked the wrong damn one. I'm not that bitch. I have a good heart. I'm a sweet thing. I got my. I'm not perfect, but I sure don't do like a lot of people does. But when it comes to me defending myself on all costs, I will. I would defend me and mine. I would defend me and my loved ones against all costs. I even got my own kids protected. I got my own children protected. You have to, because you got your haters, and they really want to do the witchcraft thing, thinking that okay, I got it what I want, I got it, I got what I finally. No, no, baby, no, no, baby girl, no, no, baby boy, that doesn't work. It worked for a while, but not for strong. And like I said, if you all feel like there's something wrong, you better sweet ass it is. But it's up to you to protect yourself. I sure do. I got I got my my house protected. I got my children protected. I got my animals protected. I got my loved one protected. Definitely my loved ones protected. I got myself very protected. I'm number one. My children's number one. But the only thing I know, certain one, I hope they're ready for that shit turn right back and hard. It's coming back and hard. And when it come back hard, nothing good. It's gonna come out of that. Nothing good. Because when people do witchcraft to harm others, nothing good comes out of it. Nothing. Believe me, nothing comes out of it. Oh, things happen. because God doesn't play with the devil. The devil can't outdo God. God is always winning. So people who do witchcraft to harm others, to do dirt on others, that's not God. That's the devil himself. The devil's losing. God always a winner. So at this end, like these person that's doing witchcraft, if I were them, I stop when I'm ahead and really advising them to stop while they ahead, because these people is picking the wrong people to do shit, and nothing is gonna come out of this with them doing witchcraft. Nothing. So when shit hits the fan and that shit goes back twice harder to them, that's what you got to serve. That's the people's gonna get exactly what they deserve. I don't feel sorry for them, people who do witchcraft and it turns back to them. I don't feel sorry what happens to them, because I don't. Because when you're doing dirt and you want to play dirty, it's not gonna come out good. It's not. It's gonna come out very bad. And they know who I'm talking about, because I know some of them is. They know. I know. They know that I know who it is. And unfortunately for them, I will quit. If I were them, I quit while I'm ahead before that shit hits back to them. I'm. I do not do witchcraft, but I know people does. My spiritual with God is really up. My God upstairs. I talk to him. I even if I cried to him, but he always had my back. Ever since I was small, God always talked to me. Always let me know who's doing what. What are they doing? But I just have to do is cry to my grandfather and talk to my grandfather, talk to my father, talk to especially my aunt that had from years ago that I lost her. That she was very spiritual. And since I found out something about it last night, if I were these people, these two, I would stop when I'm ahead. I will quit it when I'm ahead, because that shit's gonna hit back very hard. Nothing's gonna protect them, and I won't feel sorry. I don't care how it goes, how it goes, where it goes, who gets who. I don't care. I'm gonna be ruthless about it. I don't mess around with nobody, which I care less. I don't do witchcraft, which I don't do, but I do protect myself, my children, my loved ones. I sure do. But when it's time to me to defend myself, the only thing I have to do is talk to God, up, the God upstairs, because a lot of people thinking it's opposite. My God upstairs, and just talk to my grandfather, talk to certain people that's no longer with me, but I know they with me because we've always been tight since I was younger. So, and they always would consider, they're always, whatever I asked them, they would do it. So if I were these people, I'll stop before it's too late. And the reason it's going to be too late, because that shit's gonna come back in a million, 1,000 mile, one 1,000 um 1,000 mile per hour. Then they're gonna not gonna see that train wreck. So anybody who's going through certain things, defend yourself, because there's a lot of dirty people that likes to do witchcraft, and then they be in front of your face, or and they be in front of your face, or they be in front of your face as your friend or your family member or your or or your or your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, and all the time they are doing witchcraft among about all of you. And the problem is, if you speak about it and you're trying to tell certain people about it, they will actually think you're crazy, or that you're like you're saying things not there. No, no, no. So if you're going through certain situation and you have a hunch, go by your hunch. But also, I'm gonna make sure. I want to let you all know. You make sure you get yourself protected. You get your loved one protected. You get your children protected. But you make sure you talk to God. If you're so tight with somebody is no longer living, that have passed on, talk to them. Tell them, talk to them, because they're gonna make sure that shit gonna come back very hard. How a spirit's gonna do it? How your loved one's gonna do it? Who knows how they're gonna do it? You'll hear about it or you'll see about it, but don't give them no sadness about it, whatever happens, because that's what they get from messing around with witchcraft. So if you're going through a situation where you got idiots doing witchcraft, protect your loved ones, your children. Make sure you protect them, because you got sneaky people that they be, and that's including if you have a boyfriend or girlfriend. If you have, if you have a boyfriend, you have a girlfriend, and it's something going wrong, you know it is. One person is not the one person. Okay, let's say you have a boyfriend, and all of a sudden the boyfriend is turned in a way like arguing all the time with you and whatever it is, you know there's something up. But then you'll find out that it's a person that have access to both of you, have access to your boyfriend, have access to you. They're doing the witchcraft to try to separate you guys, because they're haters. They don't like when if your boyfriend do something for you or you do something for your boyfriend, or they haters. So they'll decide to want to do witchcraft no matter what. If you're going through a situation that somebody's throwing witchcraft, flip that shit around like no tomorrow. If you was tight, if you lost somebody and you was tight with them, if you lost your grandfather, you lost your mother, you lost your father, you lost your aunt, whoever you was close to, they've always been there. Ask, they're gonna make sure that you're protected. They're gonna make sure your your children's protected. And they're gonna make sure your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend's protected. They're gonna make sure that you're protected. But also, they also know the spirit is going to hit that ass of those who's doing witchcraft, and how they gonna get them is not gonna be good for them. and you all do not need to feel sorry for them. You don't need to feel sorry for those who that the witchcraft came back to them, how it got hit, how it hit them. You don't have to feel sorry because they got that deserve. Why they got the deserve? For doing witchcraft and doing harm to others with witchcraft. So don't feel sorry. Do what you have to do to protect yourself and your loved ones, and sit and watch when that shit, that witchcraft comes back hitting them like a train wreck. And don't feel sorry for it, because I don't. I don't. I don't care what happens. All those who do witchcraft to harm others, or even to me or to my loved ones or whatever, I don't feel sorry. So you all shouldn't feel sorry for those either. Plain and simple. Continue to fight like hell. Sit back, because those who's doing witchcraft is gonna come back. I wouldn't want to be in their shoes, because it's gonna hit them more worse than what it did before. So, and God don't like that. God don't like that. Who likes to destroy things? The devil likes to destroy. So anybody who do witchcraft to harm others or to destroy others, that's the devil himself. God don't destroy anything. God try to give people chances, but he didn't say to do witchcraft to harm others or try to mess up what's going on in a person's life. Because when judgment day comes in, and that's written in the book, and God said, remember you did witchcraft to this person, to that person, and you can't say no, because God said, you're in the book. You can't hide from God. You could hide from everybody else except for God. All those dirty, because these are dirty people that do witchcraft, because that's all you could call them, dirty bi, because they're dirty. They just, they haters. They're miserable. You know they're saying misery loves company. Okay? They need that energy, and I won't give it. So y'all shouldn't give it either. So if y'all feeling some on it, 1000% you're right. Protect yourself. Protect yourself always. Even before anything, even before you leave out of the house, even before you go to somebody else's house, before you even walk down the street, make sure you protect. I sure do. They can't outdo me. These two BI I'm talking about, because there's two of them, they cannot outdo me, because there's nothing weak about me. There's nothing. So anybody, see, those who's doing witchcraft should be careful who they're doing it to. Make sure not everybody's weak. That's the problem. Those who's doing witchcraft want to make sure they think everybody's weak. Better make sure that the witchcraft they're doing to us, that the person's not weak. Because me, myself, I'm not weak. I'm not weak at all. They'll see they just messed around with the wrong person though. Okay, they just messed around with the wrong person. But y'all need to protect yourself from people who do witchcraft against you, against their loved ones, because they think they will never be found out. That's the problem. They think they will never be found out, that they will never be discovered. They do, because all in the dark will come on the light. So everyone, please, if you're going through situation, make sure that you get yourself protected. Because I know you just saw a lot of good people that is going through something, and all of a sudden there's still something wrong, because you got idiots that figure, let me do witchcraft, let me do this, and that person will never find out. No, you'll find out. God will always will reveal it. No matter how he reveal it, he'll reveal it. God upstairs. Don't let no one ever break your faith. That's for starters. God always gonna be, if you do exactly what God's telling you, God will always gonna be there. And you got, if you lost somebody and you talk to them, like literally, they're gonna take care of those who's doing witchcraft towards you, and it's not gonna be good. So have a good evening.